Welcome to Teach Me AI, where my friends teach me to use their favorite AI tools, and you get to learn along with me. I'm your host, Nick Niehaus, and on today's episode, I'm talking to Luis Caterino, who's going to show us how to use the tool HeyGen to generate AI-created videos from scratch. Whether or not you want to use an avatar of yourself or another avatar that doesn't feature you in your video content, this tool is incredibly powerful and is definitely going to be something you want to check out. So stick around to see the rest.
You're watching Teach Me AI with host Nick Niehaus.
Hey, Luis. Thanks so much for joining me today.
All right. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no, I've been looking forward to this. So I want you to have a chance quickly to tell us what you do. So let's just start there. Tell us about yourself and your business real quick.
Absolutely. So my name's Luis Caterino, and I am with The Way Home Productions. That's the name of my business. And we are a video marketing agency that helps people craft a compelling story, brand story. We come up with video hooks, and then we record short micro content with long form trainings, and we help them generate leads using the power of video and AI.
Yeah, I love that. That's awesome. It's right up my alley because I'm all about video myself. So, and that's what we're going to talk about today, right? So this is going to be really cool because I think a lot of folks are curious about this. How does AI factor into video, and how much of the work can it do for me, and what can I make? And so you're going to be showing us, I believe, a tool called HeyGen. Yeah, go ahead, run with it. Let's see what you got.
Absolutely. So we are going to dive a little bit into HeyGen, but first I want to kind of go over my process and how I get to HeyGen, because that's
Okay,
just as important. So I
perfect.
use three tools generally in conjunction: AnswerThePublic.com, ChatGPT, and then HeyGen. And sometimes I'll mix in like Claude or Gemini, but for the purposes of this demo, I'm just going to stick to ChatGPT since that's what everybody is most familiar with. So we're going to start with AnswerThePublic.com. I'm going to do this. I was going to do like 3 or 4 searches, but I'm going to try and just do this in one, just for the sake of
Cool.
time.
Sounds good.
So let's see. We're going to do this in the fitness, health, and wellness. So let's see. Diet, exercise. Notice it says here, use 1 to 2 words for best results. I'm going to search diet, exercise. Let's see what comes up. And I might sign in actually and do one too, because they might give me better results in my account. I've actually had that happen before too. So, but just to kind of give you an idea of how it works. So yeah, and they don't, it's pretty good. So here's some questions. Here's telling me that for sign in and log in to Explorer 4. Oh, okay. So it is going to ask me to sign. See, they have 466 results. They only gave me 38 without signing in. So I'll sign in. And I'll use one of my, I guess that's going to use, I know it says I have three out of 3, but okay, let me, just because I didn't count it. So let's do diet, exercise again here. All right. It's thinking.
So while it's thinking, let me ask you this: what I guess, how do you get to this point, right? So obviously, you're searching for diet, exercise. Is that, can you just show up on this website with like no idea what kind of video you want to make and just throw some words in, or do I need to take any other steps beyond that?
Yeah, great question. So, no, the first thing you're going to want to do is kind of iron out your niche. So, if your niche is fitness, health, and wellness, diet, exercise would make sense as keywords to search. If you're searching, if your niche is marketing, then diet, exercise isn't going to do you any good. So, so it's really niche specific. And for the purposes of this, since we're doing health and wellness, I just threw those 2 words out there. You could just as easily do daily routine as 2 words. That could work here as well. So I'll show you here kind of what it comes up with. So the way that this works is you've got different shades of orange. The darker the shade, the higher the search volume. The lighter the shade, the less people search. So can diet without exercise work is not something that many people search, but can diet and exercise reverse diabetes? Apparently is a very hot topic. I happen to know the answer to this because my wife and my mother are both in the healthcare field. So, will diet and exercise lower blood pressure? So then what you're going to do is, these are the questions that people are asking. So you've got the why questions, you've got the will, you've got the can, you've got the how, and you've got the what, and you've got the when. So each of these categories have their thing. So you can click on one and then it'll literally take you to Google. So if you click on one, it's going to open a new tab and it's going to say, yes, diet and exercise can help reverse type 2 diabetes in some people. And then it gives you a bunch of information here. So, but if you know people are searching this, here's the key. If you know people are searching this, then you know that it's a hot topic, which means that if you make a video on it, you're going to get a lot of traction because it's going to lead a lot of people to your video, to your blogs, to whatever it is. So this tool, Answer the Public, is probably one of my favorite and most underrated AI tools there is.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's really cool. You can do the same thing with and so you've got, and then here, prepositions, same idea, diet without exercise. And these are just kind of like terms that people are searching, diet, exercise, can't lose weight. So people are really concerned with weight loss, trying to lose weight. So that's another one. So if you're in the health and wellness industry and you make a video on like 5 tips to lose weight, and you might say without dieting, right? People might be interested in that if they don't want to sacrifice a diet. Or 5 ways to lose weight without working out. People might be interested in that because maybe some people don't want to work out. So it really just depends on how you want to go about it. All right. So now that we've got this, let's narrow down. Let's just pick, let's see. We'll diet and exercise. Let's go with diet. Wait. Let's go with diet without exercise, or maybe dieting and exercise can't shake the weight. Let's go with this. That's a good one because there's a lot of people, I'm sure, that have this issue, or this kind of thing. So you've got your search terms here, and you've got all this stuff here on Google already. That's, and this of course is also Gemini AI generated. We're gonna go to ChatGPT now, and we're gonna write out a quick prompt here. So, and these are some of my prompts that I use. But hey, ChatGPT. And one of the secrets to using ChatGPT effectively is treating it like a human. Actually, I find that if you treat it like a person, it actually responds like one. If you treat it like a machine or like just somebody that's doing you favors, it's just not responding as well. It's very interesting, actually. So
Yeah.
so I was like, hey, ChatGPT, I am working on a video project using HeyGen. I am writing a script in the health and wellness niche, around the topic of diet and exercise. Many folks in this area struggle to lose weight, even though they are dieting and exercising. I need the script to start with a hook. And then, of course, if I don't like it, I'll show you what I'll do to chain it afterwards. Start with a hook, go into three points, and end with a call to action. Please keep this at and I always say 5th grade reading level is the best reading level, and make sure to stay, and this is super important, within, and many people don't do this, metas, terms, and conditions.
Good point. Yeah.
All right, so it's gonna give me something. All right. Have you been dieting, exercise, but just can't seem to lose weight? It's frustrating, right? But guess what? There might be a reason you're not seeing results. Eating too little or the wrong foods. Okay. Point 2, lack of rest and recovery. Point 3, too much stress. Call to action. Want to learn more about reaching your weight loss goals? Follow for more tips. Okay. So this one's okay. I'm going to chain it now. So I'm going to go, thanks, ChatGPT. Okay. Please give me 10 video ideas around, what is this? Diet and exercise. And we're going to get the next prompt. So it's going to give me 10. Then I'm going to pick the one that I like the most. And then I'm going to ask it to write that script out again. So top 5 foods that secretly sabotage your weight loss. Ooh, I like the first one. How much water do you really need to drink each day? 10-minute morning workout to kickstart your metabolism. 3 reasons your diet isn't working and how to fix it. I like wow, these are good. All right, so let's go with number 4, I think, right? Yeah, so let's take, okay. Great. Please use number 4 and rewrite the script above, keeping the same parameters. Okay, so you've been dieting but not seeing the results you want. You're not alone. Let's look at 3 common reasons your diet might not be working and how to fix them. Perfect. Beautiful. So I will take this general script, and usually what I'll do is I'll like, I don't usually script. So when I'm doing this for clients, I don't script this part for them. ChatGPT just scripted it, but I typically don't. What I do is I say, you're the expert. I'm going to script your hook and then your call to action. I want you to fill in the rest with what you know. Because they're going to know more, generally speaking, than ChatGPT or myself because they're experts.
Right.
So I'll generally script the hook, the call to action, have them fill this out. If I were doing this for myself, I would, again, hook, call to action, and then I would take these points. So not eating enough protein. Okay, so what do you know about how not eating enough protein can affect your diet, right? So for the purposes of this demo, I'll basically use this into HeyGen and show you how it works. But just understand that when you're doing it, you're going to want to, if you're an expert in something, really fill this out and think about it and maybe just use bullet points and then just talk about it. That's going to be more effective than reading off a teleprompter or trying to come up with what to say or anything like that. All right. So now I'm going to take this hook, and I'm going to copy and paste this and we'll go into HeyGen. So here we are into HeyGen. Into HeyGen, I'm going to create a new video. We're going to go to avatar video. If you're doing a reel, you're going to want to do this in portrait. If you're doing like a regular post, it's landscape. I'll use portrait for now. Let's see what we got here with this. So the cool thing here is you've got your own avatar that you can create, which I did here, but it doesn't actually need to recreate my avatar because I did some hand motions and it does these hand motions of mine at the weirdest times. So
Oh,
next
really?
time when I do my script, I'm gonna just keep my hands like to my side or like here or something. But you can also, if you're not comfortable being on camera, this is the best thing is you can just use any one of these avatars that are already here and they'll do the script for you.
Wow.
So that's the cool thing. Because I am fairly comfortable on camera, I'm going to use myself just because, but you can use these guys too. I mean, if you click on and then with different, outfits and stuff.
Wow.
So, I mean, that could work really, really well. For now, I'm going to use me. So, and this is the cool thing with this is that when I put myself in here, it'll use my voice actually. So check this out because I recorded this. Play. Oh, it's thinking. What questions do you have for me so far while it's thinking, if any?
Well, yeah. So this is pretty amazing. So you got your avatar, which it sounds like is kind of ready to go. What does it take to get to that point? Like, do you have to record a bunch of footage and put it in, or what did
Oh,
you have to
great question. Yeah. So, um, actually, I forgot to talk about that. So thanks for bringing that up. So, yeah. So you have to record a 2-minute script. Actually, you know what would be a good idea before I dive into this? Let me play. So Josh is the creator of HeyGen. Let me play his quick welcome. This takes 2 seconds if I find it. Oh, did they get rid of it? They had it on the front part of the site. Basically, you have to record a 2-minute video of a script on a script. You have to be well lit. You have to be in a nice, clean environment. They tell you well lit, and the video should be unedited. Really, now that's hard because it's hard to do that sometimes without stumbling. So, but unedited, and as I learned, try not to move your hands too much because then sometimes they'll incorporate the hand motions when you don't really need them.
Hmm.
So,
Got it.
um, but yeah, it's a 2-minute script.
So it's that simple. You just
Yep.
stand in
So
front of a green screen and read a script, and then
you
you've got
can
an
you can
AI
do it in
version.
yep, you can do it in front of a green screen or you can do it in a nice background. I did a green screen just because now
Hmm.
I did a green screen not realizing that you have to pay more money to be able to key the green screen in HeyGen. So what I
Oh,
do is with the green screen thing is I just do my script, then I export it and I import it into Final Cut Pro. I key the green screen and I put whatever background I want. That's my workaround.
gotcha. Okay.
So the next avatar video that I do, I'm probably going to do it without a green screen, just pick a nice background. But
Hmm.
um, and this is when you're done, this is what comes up.
Hmm.
See, like some
Yeah.
random
Get
hand
your
motion.
little hand motions in there.
But
Call them choppers.
yeah, so all right, so let's dive back in. So I'm gonna create a quick video. I'm gonna do this as quickly. How much time? How am I doing on time?
You good? Yeah, got another 10 to 15 probably
Oh,
easy.
perfect. So I'm gonna try to.
Yeah.
I should have time to finish this. So when I hit play, it's loading right now, but and that's not even. I mean, that's my voice, but it. All right, so I'm gonna type my script. It won't in preview mode. It won't show my lips moving and what it's going to do until you export the video. That's kind of
Okay.
one of the downsides. It would be nice if but the lips match up really well. So we're gonna go over here to the left side where it says script, and I'm gonna
Mhm.
just basically take this first part here. So I'm going to show you this part, and then I'm going to show you that you can change into any language you want, and it still
Wow.
sounds like you, and
Hmm.
you don't sound like a foreigner speaking the language either. You sound like you know how to speak the language well. So
Wow.
it's really crazy. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So here, the other thing you can do is you can change to any voice that you want to. So like this is still my voice, I think. Let me see when it shows up.
Let's look at 3 common
Yep.
reasons your diet
You
might
can
not
hear it
be
now?
working.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. Sounds
Okay.
just like you.
Yeah, I know, right? So now I think this is too slow. So let me see if I can. There should be a way for me to speed this up. But I'll worry about that in a second. So I'm gonna finish my script. So, and we'll just quickly kind of okay, so I'll just write something really quick. So, not eating enough protein, skipping meals, too restrictive. Oh yeah, okay. So, um, okay, and how to fix them. Number one, you may not be eating enough protein. And I'm just gonna keep this simple for the sake of this. I mean, I would spend more time on this if I had more time,
Sure. Of course.
um, but for now, I'm just gonna. Number two. What's number two? idea, and then I would fill in some more. And then number three, what's my number three here is, don't be too restrictive with your diet. Being too restrictive can be stick with okay. Type your script. Okay, so then you have to also copy it down here, as you can see. So then I'm gonna here add the call to action. Why does it keep on? Sorry. Second. You have to write out the script and then copy it down below. So, all right. Then the last part is the call to action. Copy this, and then I'm gonna rewrite it quickly. So then, want more tips on making your diet on let's fix this. See, so ChatGPT is not perfect on how to make your diet work for you. Sounds better. And I always like to end with this kind of call to action. The follow me one, I use it sometimes, but the one I use the most for engagement, because social media loves engagement, is comment or DM the words diet tips, and I'll send you a PDF with more in-depth information. And this is just in a nutshell. I mean, obviously it's not
right.
But this is the idea. So let's play it real quick. Oh wait, it needs to come out because.
Have you been dieting but not seeing the results you want? You're not alone. Let's look at 3 common reasons your diet might not be working and how to fix them. Number 1, you may not be eating enough protein. Number 2, if you are skipping meals, don't. It is a really bad idea. And finally, number 3, don't be too restrictive with your diet. Being too restrictive can be difficult to stick with and therefore lead to lots of frustration. Want more tips on how to make your diet work for you? Comment or DM the words diet tips, and I'll send you a PDF with more in-depth information.
Wow.
Bam. Okay, so now we've got a quick short video. I'm going to take this and what the heck? Where did it go? Don't tell me that it just deleted all of that. That's very annoying. Okay, hold on. I'll get it back very quickly. I'm gonna do it this way. Just gonna take this entire thing. Sorry about that. I don't know why it just did that.
That's okay.
But it can be redone quickly enough. Okay. Number 1. All right. Protein. And then, you can use this if you want, but I'm just gonna, just to keep it simple for now. Number 2. Okay, skipping meals. I'll leave that in. And then point number 3. Okay, and then I'll just leave this last part in. Okay, my call to action is here. Almost back to where we left off. Okay, one more information. Want more tips on how to make your diet work for you? Comment or DM the words diet, and I'll send you a free PDF resource with information. Okay, and then now I'm going to take this entire thing. I don't really understand why they make you do it twice, because I wrote it here and now I got to copy it here. But anyway, there it is. So then once you do that, here's the here it is, and it's about looks like it's about 35 seconds. Let's just listen to it, make sure it sounds okay, and then we'll export it. Loading.
Have you been dieting but not seeing the results you want? You're not alone. Let's look at 3 common reasons your diet might not be working and how to fix them. Number 1, you might not be eating enough protein. Number 2, if you've been skipping meals, don't. It is a really bad idea. Skipping meals can actually make...
I'm going to change. I always like the word trust me, you're not alone, because it's just has a better flow to it. I don't know. It's just my personal input on that, I guess. Okay, I'll keep going from here. So I fix it as I go, as I listen to it, because sometimes inflections and things don't come out right. So you may want to add different things, like a pause here. Here you can add a pause. You know,
make you overeat later and mess with your metabolism. Instead, try eating smaller, balanced meals throughout the day to keep your energy steady. Number 3, don't be so restrictive with your diet. Cutting out all your favorite foods can make it really hard to stick with your diet. It's okay to treat yourself now and then. Just practice moderation so you don't feel deprived. Want more tips on how to make your diet work for you? Comment or DM the words diet, and I'll send you a free PDF resource with more in-depth information.
Bam, sounds great. I'm going to hit submit. I'm going to call it 3 dieting tips. 25 with 30 frames per second is fine, and I can only go up to 1080 because I don't have the ultimate bundle. I did pay for HeyGen. HeyGen is one of the few AI tools that I am paying for because it is that worth it to me.
Nice.
HeyGen watermark, I can actually turn that off. I don't know why they would even leave that as an option there if you're paying for it. I can understand if you weren't, but
Right.
notice before you use it, their issues may affect the final outcome of generated. It is recommended to update your video before submission. TTS text-to-speech audio script parts exceeding the scene duration. Okay, hold on. Oh, shoot. Okay. So my video would have cut off earlier. So sometimes you have to go over here and you got to extend it so that you can. So actually the video is longer than 30 seconds. It's about a minute and something. So now let's see if I hopefully.
Looks like it actually might have your script in there twice.
Yes, it does, doesn't it? Okay, so I don't know. Thank you for that. See, I would have missed that and then I would have had to do it all over again. Yeah. Okay. I don't know, and maybe that's because I did this copy and paste thing here, but it wouldn't let me. I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah.
you can
These
do it.
AI tools are all still in their infancy, right? So
And
there's a
that's
little bit of
right.
glitchiness.
That's right. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to 30 frames per second. Looks like everything's good here. Let's see. There it is. Perfect.
Okay.
So, I'm gonna show you the final version of this, but it does take a minute, as you can see. So while it's
Right.
loading, you have any
Well, so like,
questions
yeah,
you
so
want to ask?
while we're waiting on that, I mean, for those of you that are watching this, just to kind of recap here, because this is what's so cool about AI is like we literally started with the words diet and exercise, right? And it's like so we're going from basically just using like the primary keywords of your industry to creating a completely new video from scratch, and like all we really had to do was like click a couple buttons on a computer, right? I mean, obviously there's some refinement and all that kind of stuff here. So I mean, if you're watching this and you've ever made excuses for why you can't get your marketing done, I think those excuses are pretty much gone at this point, right?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. No question about it. So,
How
um,
often, like how frequently are you using this stuff? Like, is this a daily experience for you, or how often you pick it up?
so I don't have. So I got a HeyGen because it's a really cool tool, and I've used it a few times here and there. I don't use it as much because I'm comfortable being on camera, and I'm pretty like I've gotten good at it, I guess, decent at it, so I can just kind of make my own videos and be on
Right,
camera. But like if I needed to do a quick video where I don't have the time to film it, this would be the perfect thing to do. Like if I just needed content, I could just bang out like 3 or 4 videos within a couple of hours, just without really a whole lot of editing. I might use something. I mean, b-roll, adding b-roll and things like that, and captions are always a good idea. So that part of
right.
it is a little bit time consuming, but if you just have something that you're trying to get out really quickly, I mean, this is a great way to do it. Um and then you can toss it into a program like CapCut, add captions. You may even be able to add captions right here in HeyGen. I'm gonna, as soon as this is done, and I'm this, because it's 35 40 seconds, some, the exporting times vary.
Right.
um I don't know if we'll have um time for me to show you the translation feature, which is really really cool. But what I can do in the
Hmm.
meantime is, while this is loading, actually I can show you one that I've done that I translated.
Yeah, let's take a
So
look at that.
I'll show you a couple. So here's one that I just did. I translated this to Spanish, and I also did one in German. You can see here there's one in French.
Hmm.
Um, but here's one in Spanish. You can hear this and see it.
Hola, mi nombre es Luis Caterino. Sé que a algunos les
Hmm.
puede resultar
Wow.
difícil de creer, pero yo no creé este vídeo. Sí, es mi
I see what you
imagen.
mean about the hand
Sí,
gestures.
esta es mi
Right,
voz. Pero
exactly.
esta es una imagen
Exactly.
completamente generada por IA usando mi voz de
They're
una
pretty
Well,
good. I
serie
mean,
de
a
cosas
lot of
que
that looks
hice.
pretty real, but
Todo este video es un guión
yeah.
que he
And some,
creado
what
para
I'll do is
mostrarte
sometimes
el
I'll just
poder
cover
del
it with
vídeo
B-roll,
y la IA.
oh, right,
Si
sure.
está interesado en
That's a
obtener
great
más
point.
información sobre
you know.
cómo puede
That's
But
amazing
utilizar
though.
el
It's just
poder
like,
del
yeah, it
video
sounds like
y
a
la IA.
just a normal native Spanish speaker there.
Spanish
That's
speaker,
great.
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I could show you like the one in German even, like, and I speak Spanish, right? I don't speak
Yeah.
German.
Yeah.
Like this is
Hallo, mein Name ist Luis Caterino. Ich
Hmm.
weiß, Sie werden das kaum glauben, aber ich habe dieses Video nicht erstellt.
I
Yeah,
mean,
that's funny.
Ja, es ist
it,
mein Bild.
it's
Und
just
ja,
crazy.
das ist
That's
meine
wild.
Stimme.
Yeah.
Aber
It's
dies ist ein vollständig
So
KI-generiertes
I
Bild.
while we're wrapping up here, I
yeah.
think just to pick your brain a little, I mean, my question for a lot of folks that are working with AI on this stuff is like, okay, so this obviously makes it, easier to make this content. I mean, do you see this leading to like a further explosion in the amount of videos and content that's hitting the internet? Like, is this going to make it even harder to compete and stay relevant, or like where do you kind of see this affecting the overall content marketing game?
That's a great question. There is some concern for that, I think, and rightfully so. I mean, because um, I think it will get to the point where just the average Joe can just make a video that looks good, and then
Yeah.
I think we're still 5 to 10 years away from that, but it's coming.
Hmm.
So I guess the good news, the silver lining, is it gives us a chance. Business and being successful entrepreneurs is all about pivoting. So it gives us a chance within the next 5 years to pivot and plan for that. Now, if you
Right.
keep doing the same thing, then eventually you're going to become obsolete. And so that's the thing, is like you have to constantly pivot and find new ways to stay relevant, come out with new offers and new things that you can do that other people still won't be able to do.
Right.
There are some really, like Sora AI. I don't know if you've heard of Sora, but Sora is a video creation AI that can create a video from a prompt, and it
Wow.
looks pretty real.
Yeah.
So, um, but I still think there's always going to be place for creativity and a kind of skill sets that we have.
Sure.
I think
Sure.
it's just
Yeah.
about kind of finding ways to implement those and using those in a very smart way, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. There's a great quote that somebody once said,
Mhm.
that it stuck with me. AI is not going to replace humans. Humans that don't use AI or humans that use AI will replace humans that don't, rather.
Right.
And that's, it's very true. You can be resistant to it, or you can join the party and stay relevant.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, it seems like too, even though these are, I think that's also pointed out, like, these are just tools, right? So it's like, yes, there was only a couple steps that went there, but you got to know how to use the tools. You got to know how to make the decisions along the way. I'm obviously
Right.
you're tweaking the script. You're
Exactly.
making sure a lot of it, to me, at least in my opinion, is about like how well do you know the customer? I mean, the more you can understand who it is you're marketing to, and then use the tools to make things for them. I mean, that's where I think it's going to get exciting, is like now. I mean, talk about personalized marketing and being able to like really hone things in for that person you're trying to attract.
Yeah.
I can see that being really helpful as long as you know how to use the tools, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, this probably won't be done in time. So what I could do is I could send it to you
Yeah.
to
Why don't
once
you?
it's
So
done, so that you can include it in this
right,
recording
yeah.
when
So
you
for
get
those of you that are watching, yeah, we'll play it right now, and then we'll
exactly
come
right.
back. Yes.
Have you been dieting but not seeing the results you want? Trust me, you're not alone. Let's look at 3 common reasons your diet might not be working and how to fix them. Number 1, you might not be eating enough protein. Number 2, if you've been skipping meals, don't. It is a really bad idea. Skipping meals can actually make you overeat later and mess with your metabolism. Instead, try eating smaller, balanced meals throughout the day to keep your energy steady. Number 3, don't be so restrictive with your diet. Cutting out all your favorite foods can make it really hard to stick with your diet. It's okay to treat yourself now and then. Just practice moderation so you don't feel deprived. Want more tips on how to make your diet work for you? Comment or DM the words diet, and I'll send you a free PDF resource with more in-depth information.
So there you go. You saw the example of the video we're able to make today. That's remarkable, right? I mean, we're making something from scratch. Really, the thing that blows my mind the most is, I mean, you don't have to be on camera, but you don't even have to have the idea, right? I mean, we're at a point now where as long as you can sort of just start and go through the process, the workflow part,
Yeah.
right? So it's like the idea generation is becoming less important, but understanding the workflow, understanding the tools, understanding how to get from point A to point B is probably the real differentiator. Maybe even things like, being friendly to the chat GPT so you get a better output, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, just simple things like that. And then just, you know, if you have a conversation with it, and let me tell you what, I don't know if that's ChatGPT on the computer. Have you guys ever used it on the app on the phone? You can
Mm,
literally have a conversation with it,
right. You talk
like
to it,
talk
right?
to it,
Yeah.
and then it's like a person. You ask it how its day was, and you're talking to it, and it becomes more of your writing partner or your research partner than just something that you are using for information. And
Yeah.
that's when it really becomes really, really powerful. I've gotten stuck and just asked it a quick question, and it helps me figure it out like that. Like I used to need to call somebody to help me troubleshoot something. Now I just go to ChatGPT. And it's right
Wow.
at your fingertips, right? yeah, it's amazing what it can do, what it's done. Technology has just been super nuts in a really good way, I think.
Yeah,
And I'm just
absolutely.
enjoying it, you know. So
Cool. Well, thanks so much, Luis. I mean, I really appreciate you demonstrating. I mean, not just HeyGen, but obviously several different. I think we saw three different AI tools today, so that was a lot of
yeah,
fun. So
absolutely.
before we wrap up, I mean, I want to give you a chance to if folks like what they heard or saw. Obviously, you're talking about the services you provide. How should they get in touch? What's the best way to reach you?
Oh yeah, sure. Facebook and Instagram are pretty effective ways. You can literally search my name, Luis Caterino, and I come right up. I'm like really the only one. Um, yeah, and I have I come right up, and that's a good way to get in touch. You can also go to our website, thewayhomeproductions.com, and just kind of check out some of the things that we do. But yeah, shoot me a message on Facebook. I'm easy to get a hold of. Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. Well, this was fascinating. I really appreciate you joining us today. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much, Nick. Much appreciated. And I look forward to speaking with you again soon.
Awesome. Well, thank you for watching if you're tuning in, and join us again on the next episode of Teach Me AI.
Awesome. Take care.
You're watching Teach Me AI with host Nick Niehaus.